This is Chris Spiker. I'm Mary Goldstein, and we are here with Jacob Reyna from Cullen Insurance.
Hey, thank you guys for having me.
Hey, Jacob. So you got up early in the morning, 7 a.m. for a business for breakfast, Lancaster Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah, did that last week.
Yeah. And you were hanging around with Johnny Ruiz?
Yes.
Yeah, from Cullen.
Yeah.
And Johnny said, hey, Jacob needs to be on your show.
Yeah, I'm their financial and life insurance specialist, so he thought it'd be good to have my insight for the public to hear.
Now, you're kind of a young guy. How could you be a specialist? How do you do that?
Since my introduction into the industry, I've only ever specialized in dealing with the financial planning side of the insurance. So instead of just selling life insurance or long-term care or disability, I've been trained to look at the portfolio as a whole, so all your investments, 401s, IRAs. Disclosure, I do not give any investment advice on them,
Right.
but we look into all of it to see how that plays into your retirement, and I utilize the life insurance and other insurances to protect or accelerate the retirement plan in the event that something happens to you or the spouse or however it sets up, so that way the retirement is secured no matter kind of what happens. So if you live up to retire, well, we're going to make sure everything's still there. If God forbid something happens earlier, well, we'll make sure that your spouse is taken care of with an accelerated retirement program.
You know, when you're sitting across the desk from somebody and they don't think they're ever going to die, does that ever happen?
Yes, and for those people, the industry has this lovely thing called an ROP, which I won't get too much into, but it's basically you get to rent the insurance and then get it back if you don't use it. So if they don't think they're gonna die, well, this is for you. If you don't think you're gonna use it, then here you go. But there are some people who, they think they're invincible and they think nothing's ever gonna happen, and then they don't want to think about it. It's not a fun thing to think about, but it's something that's gonna happen, and so it's good to take the steps to make sure that the ones who are you're providing for are taken care of.
Yeah. Insurance, a lot of insurance is protection.
Yeah, 99% of the time.
Yeah. So what attracted you to this part of the insurance world?
Well, when I first got started, it was with an IMO. They're not too familiar out here, but I was working 2 jobs, kind of wanted something different. I really like talking to people and helping people. And so getting into this industry was kind of that lovely balance of both, because I get to talk, help, make friends. Even if I don't do business, I still keep in contact with those people, because to me it's all about relationship building and being there for when you need me or if you need me. And if you don't need me on a business level, then you might need something of mine on a personal level.
Well, that they might refer someone else once they've heard what you're doing, then they might know somebody that knows somebody.
Potentially. I
Yeah.
never really think about it in that aspect. I'm always more on, if you don't do business, well, we can always still be friends, because it's cool to get to know your situation.
Yeah.
And if anything comes up, well, then I'm the guy at that point who they come to and say, hey, so we're going to need to take a look at this.
Yeah. What value do you add to your clients?
The main value I like to add to my clients is insight and education. So as I'm sitting and reviewing portfolios, a lot of the times, and I know it probably doesn't help to say it, but there are some people who leave out major points of a portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
So there was one couple, I was reviewing their stuff, and an individual who had made out the plan to seem really good. After you took in fees and inflation, they were still losing out at about 4.5%, so they're really only netting 0.7% every year if the portfolio did as planned. And so it's stuff like that that's not really taken in consideration that I'm able to bring to the forefront. And so even if it's for a plan that I'm recommending, I'm still giving them the insights on the good, the bad, the ugly, the good potential, and so
You kind of offer a second opinion,
yeah,
or as writers call that proofreading.
pretty much.
They look at somebody else's plan and they go, whoa.
I love looking at I love doing the reviews, and I've seen some where I tell the person, go to your advisor, give them a raise, give them something, because they did a fantastic job. There was another individual who, in the recent Stockit crash, she only lost 1%.
Wow.
And so that was pretty impressive when other
Yeah.
people kind of lost,
And they were in the stock market.
they were in the market. And
Right.
so at that point, I'm like, this is going to take you a month to heal. Whoever did this for you did a fantastic job. We don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
So there's no obligation. It's just free second opinion, so you get to really see if what you have is good for you.
So you're doing insurance, but what would be your dream job?
My dream job would be to be a full-time worship pastor. As odd as that seems compared to what I'm doing now, it's something I've been doing for the last 7 years. I would probably still do planning on the side, but a full-time music ministry pastor would be something that I would love to do.
Music. What instruments do you play?
Guitar, piano, violin, cello, bass, and drums.
Really? Wow. It's kind of a personal question, but where do you fellowship up here in the Antelope Valley?
Off the Highlands Christian Fellowship, off 20th Street West in Rancho Vista.
Yeah. Pastor Kenny Hart
Yep.
and our buddy Eric Morantz is over there. They have a pancake breakfast every once in a while.
Every once in a while, we have a men's breakfast on the first Saturday of every month,
Yeah.
and so I partake there too. It's a really good time for men in the area to kind of get together and meet with other men who are kind of going through similar struggles or desires, and so.
It's this is the best of times and the worst of times. This is a crazy world, and it's nice to be plugged in somewhere.
Yes, it is.
Hey, speaking of crazy world, I have a crazy question. If I had $1 million, like if I won a very small lottery, well, people asked me the other day, what would I do with it? What would you do with it? This is not advice, by the way. This is just a hypothetical question.
On a personal thing, for me, if I had $1 million, or if you had an ambition or some sort of business you want to form with that, I would personally take between 10 and 30%, whatever I needed in order to get the business going and fund it, and then I would probably grow the other 70% in something that would at least protect what I have while still giving me decent upside. So that way, the business doesn't pan out, well then I can go back to my $1 million after the account reaches back up, and I can keep trying again, doing what I want to do business-wise or personal-wise, or anything that will help build up either additional revenue or set my family or myself up for retirement. But it would basically be used to start businesses that will kind of start funding themselves. Like one business I've always wanted to do was a coffee shop business where I hire the mentally sane homeless population, trying to get them back up on their feet, utilizing the coffee shop to do so, and just opening those little branches up so everything would be really cheap, but it'd be a good opportunity to get these guys back on the workforce when no one else is giving them a chance. So that's
Wow.
something I would do with it while growing the extra on the side in case it doesn't pan out.
That's a pretty mature view, because most people, it's like, let's see, what kind of a car am I going to buy?
I'd still probably just buy a 2018 Honda Civic or something. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not into the fancy. If it works, it works. And that's what makes it good enough for me, so.
Because we're not going to get that chance more than once in our life to get a lump like that, and it needs to last. That's really what it's about, is keeping it and making it last.
Yeah, but you would think so. But statistically, most people actually blow through the lottery, or if there is a super large death benefit from a life insurance they inherit, most people actually blow through that in 8 months.
I've seen that.
And
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to fathom how you can blow through $1 million
Yeah.
in 8 months. That's
Yeah.
over $100,000 each month that you have to go through, and it's kind of,
Many years of your income
yeah,
that you go through it a year at a time, and here you do it.
in 8 months.
Yeah. So people need to call you. Where do they find you? Contact information.
My direct is 661-609-5302. My email would be jacobreyna@allstate.com, and they can also reach us at the office at 661-538-2100. But again, if you want to just text me or give me a shout directly, it's 661-609-5302.
And how much do you charge for a 10-minute conversation?
Initial conversations and consultations are free. After that, depending on what you want to do, I mean, everything's super competitive. So, I mean, for the most part, it's usually free if we're not cheap compared to what other planners and insurance agents might be doing for the services.
Yeah. Anything you want to say about the value of Lancaster Chamber of Commerce membership?
It is something every business owner or independent contractor needs to do. The insight, the networks, the relationships being built are something that cannot be beat for the value. So,
Do you have any music CDs?
I do not.
But that's coming.
Eventually.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being a part of the Antelope Valley and for coming on to talk to the Lancaster Chamber today. Jacob Reyna, Cullen, Allstate. Give him a call. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.